morning, class. My name is Mushamba Evidence. I am here to take you through conditions leading to conflict. According to Kitov and Adams, 1982, sorry, they come up with the 4 conditions which conflicts may be arised. These conditions including high stress environment, ambiguous roles, responsibilities in multiple bossing situations, and lastly, a prevalence of advanced technology. These 4 elements were derived from what was brought by Philae in 1975, with whom he comes up with the 9 broad elements, which I am now going to explain. Firstly, it was ambiguous jurisdiction. Ambiguous jurisdiction occurs when 2 individuals have responsibilities which are interdependent to each other, and they work hand to hand, but their goals are not clearly stated. So this can cause a conflict. Secondly, the goal incompatibility and conflict of interest. When 2 individuals have interest on one element, this leads to conflict. For example, it's accomplishment of different but mutually conflicting goals by 2 individuals, which work hand to hand or work together, may lead to conflict. Thirdly, communication barriers. Where there is no proper or lack of information, dissemination of information by either top management to employees and organizations, this may lead to conflict. Fourth, dependence on one party by another group or individuals. If 2 groups or individuals are depending on one element or one factor, for example, we may take off resources. If 2 groups are depending on one resource or machinery, and their operation clashes, this may lead to conflict by those individuals. Moving on, differentiation in an organization caused by lack or not properly integrated and caused by lack or not properly coordinated and integrated. For example, it may take supervisors. They lack proper coordination to whom they are supervising, and this causes a lot of confusion to their subordinates, hence conflict arises. Another point, association of the parties and the specialization. People who might work in a group might differ in views and interests. For example, here in HR, we have a group, but we may have different interests. to say so, which may lead to conflict. My seventh point is behavioral regulation. For example, if management as HR practitioners, if HR managers have crafting some behavioral regulations or behavioral policies which employees may view like it is there to disadvantage them. It may lead to conflict. Moving on, unresolved conflict. If conflict arises, this may lead and not properly handled or solved. This may lead to another conflict. And lastly, a competition for use of scarce resources. If an organization has scarce resources and there is a lot of individuals who may need to use those resources, this may lead to conflict. Thank you.
My name is Mushamba, and I'm presenting on the positive effects and negative effects of conflict management. According to field in 1975, defined conflict management as defines conflict management as effects depending on the nature and environment of an organization. So starting with positive effects. Positive effect number one, we have it causes authentic communication. It causes authentic communication through through cooperation in groups around the organization. Positive effect number two is also classification of problem areas. In this case, employees, they are able to air out their views and lead to solution of problems. Moving on to negative effects, we have impediment of communication. Under impediment of communication, this hindrance or obstacle for employees not working smoothly around an organization, thereby leading to diverging interest and not working in teamwork. Negative effect number two, we have obstruction in decision making. Obstruction in decision making, this can be intentionally or unintentionally due to the nature of conflicts in an organization. Negative effect number three, we have employee silence. On employee silence, employees tend to withhold information in an organization that would have no other colleagues in an organization. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Matingo, and I'm going to take you through the elements of the conflict and stages in the conflict process. So, with the issue to do with conflict, first we have to understand what are the elements of a conflict. So we have scholars like House and Rizzo. They came up with three elements that characterize conflict, which power, organizational demands, and wealth. So power now, it is defined as the capacities and means that people have on their disposal for them to get work done, right? So this includes issues to do with budgetary discretion, information, personal influence, and also dependence on others. So when I say budgetary discretion, the one who possesses power does have the one who possesses power is the one who have the discretion on how to budget or yes, on how to have the budget done within an organization. We also go on to look at organizational demands. Organizational demands, these are the expectations of people within an organization regarding a person's performance or a person's job performance, right? So usually these expectations might be high in some instances and they might become unrealistic because people have different expectations. So if these expectations are not managed well, conflict may sometimes rise. But if an organization have that ability to manage all those differences, those perceptions of different individuals, to some extent, they might also help to have conflict. Then we go on to explain on worth as one of the elements of conflict. Then worth refers to a person's esteem, right? So people want to prove their worth in an organization, right? So this can be proved through pay, performance rating, and appraisal received by the person who is then who is willing to have that worth within an organization, right? So if again the person's esteem is not fulfilled within an organization, it might to some extent lead to conflict. Conflict rise, right? So this generally means that if these three elements, if they are mismatched within these three elements, conflict might also rise within an organization. Moving forward, I'm going to explain on the issue to do with stages in conflict process. So, Tosi and others, they have come up with 6 stages in conflict process, right? So these stages, we have the conflict situation as stage number 1, awareness of the situation, realization, manifestation of conflict, then resolution or suppression of conflict, then the after effect. On the first stage, the conflict situation. On the first stage, the conflict situation, this is where we are looking at things that causes conflict within an organization, like what we have been explaining before, like the expectations, different expectations of individuals. These are the situations that might lead to conflict within an organization. Then awareness of the situation. If we say people are now aware, they now know that we have differences between the individuals within an organization. So people now have that understanding that differences may lead to conflict, right? So this second stage, awareness of the situation, people just have that awareness that conflict exists between individuals. Then realization. Now, realization now, it is defined as the act of becoming fully aware. Because some individuals might not know that their differences within the organization might lead to conflict. So on the stage of realization, Cho and others, they explained that this is the point where the conflict is now fully aware and fully understood by everyone, right? Then we have stage number 4, which is manifestation. So manifestation now, this is the appearance of the conflict, where we now see people conflicting due to their differences or differences in pays and all those differences that might lead to conflict within an organization. Then stage number 5, we have resolution or suppression of conflict. So an organization, as an organization, they must be able to manage conflict, right? So if you manage conflict, they might be we might be able to have productive workforce. So there are different resolution that can be used so as to manage conflict. We can talk of avoidance and collaboration. These are going to be explained later. Then the after effects of a conflict. So these are the negative and the positive effects that a conflict has. Actually, conflicts, they have 2 categories. We have functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict. So on the after effect, according to Jose and others, this is where we are looking at the positive side of the conflict and the negative side. In some instances, a conflict can be positive in nature because it helps to air out employees' grievances and come up with some specific remedies to those different grievances within the employees. Right? So I will leave this time to one of my colleagues to proceed with the presentation.
Good morning, class. My name is Benjamin Kurima. I'm here to present the last part of our presentation, which talk about the strategies to manage conflict within an organization or a workplace. So we come up with 4 strategies, which are conflict handling, behavioral styles. The second one, improving organizational practices. The third one, we have confrontation practice. And then the last one, we have special roles and structures. Starting with the first one, which is conflict handling behavioral styles. This is when an organization or at a workplace, they have to understand the situation of a conflict and then make use of a proper response to the conflict. So on this part of conflict behavioral handling styles, this is where we find elements like competition. So competition, it is a win-lose situation where which can be used to manage conflict within an organization, but it is mostly appropriate when there is no disagreements. And then the second one, which can be used under these styles, we have avoidance. On avoidance, this is when they tried by all means to suppress the conflict and try to avoid not to engage into a conflict. And then the third one, this is where we have collaboration, where the two parties, the conflicting parties, might interact, and then you have a solution which can benefit the two parties. And then another one is compromise. On compromise, we are saying this is when they identify the middle route which can come up with a solution which is beneficial to the two parties. And then on the second element, we have the special roles and structures. On the element of special roles and structures, this is are saying the managers must make sure that they carry out the liaison function. When you are saying the liaison function, this is when they deal with the inter-group communication. When two parties are in a conflicting situation, the managers must be there to liaise so that the two parties must agree. And then also, the managers must also be there to carry out an integrative function when it comes to conflict resolution. And then the last one, on the part of the special roles and structures, the managers must make sure that they integrate or they combine or merge these two specializing units. Taking, for example, in an organization where there is a conflict, where conflict might arise between the HR department and the accounting department on who might run the payroll system. So the managers, to curb such a conflict, they might integrate the accounting function and the HR function to make sure that they work hand in hand. Thirdly, we are now looking at the compromising.
What do you mean the integrated HR function?
I think this is when they try to combine to make sure that they might work hand in hand to provide the information so that they might not get a conflict on the running system.
Combine, what do you mean by combine? You're saying HR and accounting become one?
No.
That's what you're explaining.
Yeah, this is when you are saying those who are responsible for carrying out the payroll system must also work hand in hand with those who carry out the systems of payroll in the accounting function.
We have payroll. And what are we saying?
Yeah, this is when you are talking of the payroll administration and payroll accounting.
Educate us.
Yeah, when you are saying payroll accounting, now we are talking of the running of the system, and then on administering now we are saying those who are responsible to administer or to manage the data or the information to be put in place or to be put into the system to make sure that the payroll system functions very well. when there is a conflict maybe between the two on who should run the system.
Why do you think have challenges in terms of running the system?
I think the HR might think the payroll function, the payroll process is their task, and the other side of the accounting might think it is their task.
Yes.
Yeah, we are saying when we are meaning with there is a conflict in the payroll, in the running of the payroll, we are saying that the HR might think it is their function, and also those from the accounting might think it is also their function. So a conflict might arise within an organization.
How do we have that situation where this one thinks it's their function and this one thinks it's their function?
I think because payroll, to us as HRs, we might think because it deals with the employment statuses and also the data concerning about the employees, their details, and also in terms of the accounting, they might think it is more of calculations.
That's what we are saying.
That's what you are saying, and I'm not understanding.
We are saying the conflict between the two, the accounting and the HR department in terms of payroll. How? Because as HR, we can say payroll, since payroll, there is an inclusion of employees, we have to manage their payroll details and everything, something to do with employees, right? So as HR, we might find out that payroll is part of HR function, right? So on the other hand, the accounting department now might say, no, it is more of calculations, and accounting is done by the accounting department. So they then a conflict exists between the two departments. So
What is the point that you are trying to explain using that example?
Element of making specialized units in the organization.
Yes, why are we meant to be specialized units in an organization?
In an organization, when we image, we are trying to minimize or to suppress the conflict situation.
What is causing that conflict aspect? Because you know what, there are conditions that cause conflict situations. That is, which condition are you trying to deal with? Which is causing that conflict situation?
the issue to do with power is one of the conditions. The one goes with power, like what I was talking here on the issue to do with power, I was saying the budgetary discretion, like it's another issue to be considered when we are looking at the issue to do with conflict between two different departments, like the accounting and the HR.
I thought you're talking about ambiguous jurisdiction in that point. But this is where now it's not clear on the boundaries who does what in terms of what. So what is important is to explain now your role is to play A, B, C, D, and the other person's role is this. Because we cannot talk about merging departments. There is no way we can merge HR and accounting and say they become one. There is no way, never. Because then who becomes subordinate to who? You want to explain? Explain.
That's what it says, they will be collaborating, not actually becoming one, but they will be collaborating.
But your colleague says they become one, it makes them.
It's a misconception.
And then the last one is improving organizational practice. Improving organizational practice. On this one, we are saying in an organization where we can identify a situation where conflict arises, we might improve our practices. It might be reward system, it might be in terms of communication. We might improve how communication moves within an organization. And then lastly, to sum up our presentation, we identify that conflict is inevitable in an organization, so that the managers must make sure that a conflict which arises functional they must make sure that it is voiced or heard. But those conflicts in the dysfunctional side, they must make sure that they are detailed or suppressed. We thank you.